Hello folks, today I have a situation or a question which intrigues a lot of students of our this level after class 10 and before the graduation, undergrads. So the case is that, or the situation is that when a body is thrown up, we use acceleration is equal to minus g. And when the same body goes up and down, we still use a equal to minus g. So why is that? The logic is that what people often give the logic is, if it goes up, we must have a equal to minus g, and when it comes down, we should use a equal to plus g. But this is not the case. We have to use a equal to minus g. So in today's video, I'd like to clarify some of the things. Actually, it's not clarification, it's just to follow words actually, which we often have to do when you study. Often what we do is we go for the concept, but we fail to follow the words. So in physics, I don't know about other subjects, but in physics, what we should be doing is we should follow the words as well, the definitions, the particular words, the particular stressed words actually that we have to follow. So what happens is, so when our body, let me take the dust here, let me rub it. So when we throw a body freely under gravity, so when it goes up, yes, we know that a equal to minus g. Now when it reaches the top, and it is at rest, at that time also the value of a equal to minus g. It has stopped for a moment, but still the value of a is equal to minus g. So why is that? It is because at that time there is the force between this body and the earth, or it means that this body is constantly under the action of force of gravity from earth. So it doesn't mean that when it is at rest that there is no force. Had there been no force, the body would have been at rest for a long time, for infinity time. So since it comes down, that means that there is a force in this direction. So since there is force, and since the force has not changed, when it was going up also there was the force, when it is there also there was force, and the force has been constant. Force has been constant or same. So that's why the value of a should be constant. So that means in this case also, when it reaches the top also, the value of a is constant. Now when it falls back, so this falling back motion is not the new motion. It is the continuation of the same motion, because we have done nothing there. We have done nothing here. Neither it has struck something somewhere else, neither we have increased the force, nor we have decreased the force. The force is still constant. The force has not changed, which is the force of gravity. So since force is constant, the value of a should be constant. So constant a means initially it was minus g, and here also it should be a equal to minus g. So the wording that we have to take care of is the force has been constant. So since force is constant, the value of acceleration should also be constant. Now if we do somewhat like this, if I throw something and if it strikes a ceiling and then comes back, in this case the value of a changes. It's because the force has changed. So what happens here is, from here to here the value of acceleration will be a equal to minus g. And when it strikes here, the force changes, because now we have the reaction force given by this thing in addition to the force of gravity. So that's why the value of a changes here. So here what I have is, if I draw the graph of the body, the graph of a against time, I should have the graph is somewhat like this. But in this case what happens is, if I draw the graph of t against a, I'll have from here to here the graph is a negative, and here the force, the downward force adds up. There is previously the force of gravity, and now we have got the reaction force as well. So the downward force adds up. Initially it was Fg, now it is Fg plus r. So that means the downward acceleration also adds up. Adds up means that this negative acceleration gets added. Added means for the time being the acceleration will be somewhat like this. It peaks up and like this, and again it comes back like this. So again the force becomes constant, it is equal to Fg, and again the acceleration becomes same as above. So in this case the graph will be somewhat like this. So that means the value of A changes when it strikes something. In a similar manner, if I have a body like this and it strikes the ground and comes like this, at that time also we have got certain thing changing here, because it strikes. During striking there is a great deal of force, there will be a great deal of force, anti-force actually. The force will be against the force of gravity, and then when it comes back again, there will be a force of gravity. So when there is some extra force, there is some additional force in some directions, additional forces, something like that, it will add up, otherwise it will not add up or subtract. So that's why in this case the force is constant, and that's why A should be constant. And this thing follows also in the case of a projectile. So in a projectile, what we have is the body is acted by vertical force only wherever the body is. That means we have this A vertical is equal to G, or minus G actually, because initially it was a minus G, it remains minus G, and A horizontal is equal to 0, because there is no force in the horizontal direction. So like this, here also the value of A is equal to minus G, minus G, minus G, because the force has not changed, and that's why acceleration does not change. So the conclusion is that the A is constant. It's because the force was constant. Force did not change, force has not changed. Its directions might have changed, its motion might have been faster or slower, but the force did not change, that's why A will not change. So in this case, A is constant, A constant here till it strikes. After striking also A constant, here also it's the same. A will be constant till it strikes. During striking A is different, and after striking A will be constant. So that's the explanation for this thing, proper wordings. So from now on, what you need to do is you have to take care of the words rather than the concept. Don't go for the overall picture. Think of the particular word in that particular problem.